Hi everyone, I'm Lorraine from Simply English Edinburgh. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be looking at the first certificate exam, that's FCE Speaking Part 2, so it's the B2 level exam, and I'm really excited about today's video because First Certificate is one of the most in-demand courses that I teach. I feel like it's a level that a lot of people require for job applications, for their studies and things like that. So I hope that this will be a really useful video for you. As always, I've got some great volunteers who are going to help me out, and we're going to have an example in just a bit. So let's have a look at the structure of the exam and get started. So, in this part of the exam, you will be shown two pictures. They have a similar theme or topic, and there will also be a question at the top of the page. So something like what is on the screen in front of you just now. Basically, what you have to do is you're given 1 minute to compare and contrast these photographs and answer the question at the top of the page. When you are finished speaking, so when your minute is up or the examiner stops you, your partner will be asked a question about your photographs. Your partner will give a short answer to this, sort of maximum a couple of sentences, like 30 seconds speaking, more or less. Now, I've already said the words. The biggest mistake that I see students making in this part of the exam is that they are describing the photographs. They are not comparing and contrasting. So can we just take a moment to think about that? You need to compare and contrast, because you can use amazing vocabulary, really interesting phrases, expressions, phrasal verbs, etc. But if you don't compare and contrast, you are not going to do well in this part of the exam. And that is a big mistake, a trap that I see a lot of students falling into. So let's have a look at some language just now for comparing and contrasting. So if you want to compare the pictures, you might like to use vocabulary such as similarly, the same as, like, in the same way, or mention what these photos have in common. You can also use words like both, which highlights that the two of them are the same. If you want to make a contrast between the pictures, you can use vocabulary like on the other hand, however, although, whereas, in contrast, yet. Now, these are not exhaustive lists. There is a lot of more vocabulary that you could use, but this is a really good basic list that you can work on. And if you're able to use some of this vocabulary, you can do quite well in this part. Remember that once you have compared and contrasted, you also need to answer the question that you've been given. So my advice for you is, when you're given the photographs, have a quick look at the question and try to incorporate the answer into how you are comparing and contrasting the photographs, because it will save you some time. 1 minute is not a lot of time, but at the same time, if they wanted you to go into more detail, you would have been given more time. So yeah, I think it's fair enough. Okay, as always, here are a couple of disclaimers. First of all, the material, as always, that I'm using is my own material. It is not official Cambridge exam material. It is, pictures that I have made to replicate what can come up in the exam. The volunteers today are my own students, and they've been preparing for the exam with me for approximately 6 months. Their exam was cancelled due to the pandemic. However, they have been given new exam dates, and of course I'll be letting you know how they got on. And yeah, as always, I'm not an examiner, I'm just a teacher, so I'm just helping people to prepare, so I won't be giving a grade at the end of this. This is just a really nice example to show you more or less what's going to come up, what could come up in the exam, and how to handle it. So yeah, let's go and meet the volunteers.
Hello everyone, I'm Alex, I'm from Spain, and I'm very grateful to the Simply English Academy because now I'm able to hold a conversation in English The most important thing, I want to pass my English exam.
Hello everyone, I'm Carlos, I'm from Madrid. I'm preparing the first certificate exam with Simple English Academy. I'm gonna take this exam the next month.
Okay, Carlos, it's your turn first, and you can see people working in different situations. First of all, you have a moment to look at the task. And when you're ready, you may start.
Well, both pictures show two different professions. In the first picture, we can see a florist, and in the second one, he's a pastry chef. I would say that both professions are quite creative because a florist, for example, has to attend many different requests as funerals or weddings. A pastry chef has to be always updated. If I have to choose between one of them, working in a kitchen, it seems to be more underrated. Many people take them for granted, so because they work under a big pressure. But another thing that I would like to stand out is the fact that a florist has to deal with customers face to face, so we should take this into account.
Okay, thank you. Alex, which job would you prefer to have and why?
I would rather the second one because I have no idea about flowers, and I will enjoy eating sweets after working.
Okay, thank you. So, Alex, it is your turn next. And in your photographs, you can see people playing music. So first of all, you have a moment to look at the task. And when you're ready, you may start.
Okay. Both pictures show people enjoying music, but in completely different situations. The first image focuses on a group of musicians playing different classical instruments in a bar. However, the second one concentrates on a DJ playing music in a disco. Coming back to the first image, I think everyone can enjoy this kind of music, classical music, but nowadays all people are more interested in that. And on the other hand, I think young people prefer electronic music because the atmosphere of the places are completely different. And actually, every kind of music is good for everyone, just depend on the moment.
Okay, thank you. And Carlos, which music do you prefer to listen to when you're out?
It depends on the situation. If I go out with my friends and I need some music that makes me dance, I would rather reggaeton or another Latin music. However, if I'm visiting another country, for example, Scotland, I would rather go to some place where they have live music.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So a big thank you to Carlos and Alex for helping me out with today's video. I'm wishing them all the best in their exam. I know they're going to do great, and of course I'll let you guys know how they get on as well. So hopefully you found today's video interesting. If you did, please like, subscribe and share with your friends, and as always, thank you for your love and support. Cheers.